Hi, Elisabeth.
Hi, Quinn.
It's good to be with you. Elisabeth and I and our dear friend Dee, who is now passed, have done a variety of different versions of what we're going to share with you now. This is the first time that we've done it through Zoom, so it will be interesting. A little, always got to try new things. And the name of this, again, it's been different versions, but it's around the energy of crazy witch. And today, for the representation in this summit, it felt important, especially right after positive masculinity. You notice that these two are back to back, and that's on purpose, because masculine, male-bodied people have their issues, and all genders with masculinity, and also the dispelling the spell of crazy witch is for all genders, all of us, any of us who have grown up and been brought up under the systems of colonized, patriarchal, and monotheistic culture. So Elisabeth and I, and Dorothea is going to assist at a particular point as well. We're going to guide us all into a space within ourselves. There's no expectation of what needs to be done or to happen or to be fixed or to be retrieved. But it's a time to listen to ourselves and to see maybe where remnants of that which has been handed down, even from our own lifetimes, of the words crazy and witch might still reside in us.
For those of you that don't know me, I'm Elisabeth, and I go by Elizabeth Flower, and I'm a minister. I was also in the first round of ministers.
Yes, you were.
And I did it a second time so that I could be a priestess as well.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we have a 3-minute version of an audio piece that you'll hear my voice and Elisabeth's voice at a couple points, and Dee, our dear one who has passed, her voice in a couple times. And this is kind of a setup of the background, or it's probably nothing that you don't already know, but it's done in a way that's different than just talking. And there are gentle image things to watch as we listen. And then when we come back, we'll go into ourselves. Okay, so it's a short, only 3 minutes. Here we go.
Ancestors are real. The past is now. We help them. They help us. Forevermore. Kindred spirits and humans. We have gathered together tonight as the veil between worlds thins to witness and reclaim our ancestors who were called witch. The spell of patriarchy has had a chokehold on the collected souls of women for far too long. So many thousands of women, men, gender nonconformists have been tortured and killed at the hands of religious fanatics, sending terror through families and communities for centuries. Colonization and religion spread this sickness around the world, and through time and space, millions dead in its wake. History does not tell this story of our collective past. Each of us unearths the memories from our own bodies and minds after generations of being told to forget about it, move on. That didn't happen. You are crazy. We are not crazy. We are still here. What happened then is playing out now.
Together, we are stronger.
We need the strength of our ancestors to do the work that is asked of us in these times. You are powerful, and you are needed now.
Please come back to me.
Ask for help. Ask for help. You are not alone. You are not alone. You are not alone. We now call forth a sacred circle of safety for us here. We call upon our sacred bodies to stay calm and purposeful so that we can do what needs to be done. If we feel the need to fight, flight, or freeze, we will ask our body to breathe, to breathe, to breathe. We ask that water, fire, air, and earth be our helpers tonight as we reclaim our spirits from the memories of when you were used against us.
I am you.
We ask for the infinite embrace of earth to remind us that we belong right here, right now.
For our healing work tonight, we will continue to remind ourselves that we are safe. We will honor our breath right now by breathing in and out consciously, slowly and calmly, knowing that breath centers and grounds us. Continue to breathe in and out. In and out. Each of us carries in our bodies the stories of our ancestors. I invite you to check in with your body right now, as if you were doing whole body listening. Think about if you're feeling a tightness anywhere, a heaviness, any pain, any stress, any discomfort. As you connect to your body, breathe into these areas that you notice. Now ask yourself, do you feel calmness in your body? Where is there an ease or fluidity? Where is there a neutrality? Breathe into these areas. Return to these feelings of ease, calmness, and fluidity whenever you want to infuse positive qualities into your body.
Our lineages hold unique and similar experiences of the weapon and curse of Crazy Witch over the generations. Hurtful and dangerous ideas, words, and actions are passed down through the generations through our bodies, informing the ways we act, think, and speak of ourselves, to ourselves, and of others. And so right now, Dorothea and I are going to speak some phrases, some ideas that maybe you've heard, maybe you've said, maybe you hear it in your head. Notice your body response to these 6 statements. I need to hide in plain sight.
You're too intense, too smart, too much for your own good.
To get along, we gotta go, follow, or get along, or else.
At least he doesn't beat you.
If you keep talking that way, they're gonna come and take you away in the night.
You should be grateful.
These are remnants of the curse of the crazy witch, and there's many more.
We carry the stories of our ancestors, and these stories move through our family line. By shifting these stories of deep, unexpressed emotion, we will be able to be more present in our own lives. Now I am asking that you begin to tenderly and carefully brush through your energy field with your hands, feeling any patterns, blocks, cords that are no longer needed for yourself and your family. Shift away. Allow the earth to receive them and transform them for you. Begin to tap your body, loosening grief, fear, anger, confusion, or pain that you are carrying from your ancestors. As these are brought to the surface, remind yourself that you are safe. Repeat, I am safe. I am safe, and there is no need to dive into these emotions. Just tap, loosen, and then brush these emotions. Our loving Mother Earth will accept them from you. Continue to tap, brush, and guide them to the earth as you listen to Quynn.
In a few minutes, there's going to be 10 minutes of a sound combination that plays, both a soft rattle and a slow heartbeat layered over each other. That is a time to go within and listen within. Before we do that, this is a great time to begin to think of all the alliances that you have. Human people in the physical world, maybe human people in the spirit world, ones that really see you, ones that are looking out for you, who want you to be well. And even in the most seemingly or actually unsafe situations, you are protected. But not only humans, also animals, plants, trees, mountain, a body of water that you know, that you love, the rain, whoever, these are who's, not what's. So whoever speaks to you or that you have conversed with in the past, even if you were told it was crazy to do so, or if a part of you thought, oh, this is crazy. It is not crazy. They are allies who can be with you every day, all day, and also during the 10 minutes of the sound. Now, something about the time with the sound, it is a time to listen within, but also maybe turn our attention outward. What's in, what's out, right? Outward in the spirit realm to listen for what is needed for me right now the most related to this subject. In what ways have I been influenced, or that a part of me, a younger self of me, believes aspects of the spell of the crazy witch? Any of the phrases that you had a body reaction to that we read earlier, maybe those, the spirit of those phrases or that which is behind them might have meaning for you to listen to or say something to. Maybe your ancestors, your ancestry was caught in the curse of the crazy witch. And sometimes it's that when we don't want to be called out as crazy witch, we call others out. That has happened generation after generation, for too many generations. The fear of being called out as a crazy witch causes some unfortunate behaviors that we are living out right now. Everyone has a different story, and we all have many similar experiences under this system of colonization, patriarchy, and monotheism. There is no right or wrong way that you should or might interact with the sound. But let's add. So Elisabeth brought in the tapping and the brushing and even the hands on our own body for a bit of soothing or solace. Another one could be a shake. Some things need to be shaken out of us, right? Like animals, when they're almost eaten, sometimes then they shake all their body and it releases that moment of I almost died. So maybe your hands, maybe your feet or your legs, or maybe you're rocking, rubbing your hands together, putting your hands on you. So there's motion. You might even want to get up and shake as hard as you can in this moment. That is within the realm of what might happen for you. Before I play the sound, I will just say, if you find a place within you that is holding on or trying not to let go, maybe that part is also a part of the spell of Crazy Witch. Don't let go. As one of the voices was, don't be too much. You are the one who is dispelling the Crazy Witch curse. And we are all doing it together. We are all here together. See you on the other side.
We welcome you back after listening to the rattle and heartbeat. Take this moment to return to soft breath and check in with your body and soften your body. Any places that tightened up during the sound. Check in and see if there's any chords or patterns or energy blocks that you're still holding on to. Allow yourself to release them. Be positive to the uplifting effects for you and your family of letting these go. Tell yourself that you don't have any obligation to clear or heal your ancestors. What you did tonight is for yourself, and it will have an effect on your life, your family, and your future descendants. You did some powerful clearing work. And even if you're telling yourself that you didn't really feel anything, or there's still something that you know that's there, remember that you could come back to this at any time.
Whether you're here live or you're listening in your now, there may be some things that you want to maybe write down or possibly draw or draw down into you. Maybe even but a simple, seemingly simple feeling or a moment that might over time expand into something much deeper. This is work that takes some time. It didn't happen overnight, and it didn't start with you or me. This is a long time in the works. And so whether you have physical children, human children or not, this dispelling by our actions and of our actions, words, and ideas does ripple out in an infinite number of ways that we can't even foresee at this time. When or if you notice yourself thinking or speaking something that maybe after tonight you might think, wait a minute, that voice was part of the spell of the crazy witch, then you can address it, in your own head, or if someone talks to you or you hear something. That's how all of those statements were gathered, is things that I've heard in my own head that I've heard people say. And when I heard them, I wrote them down. There's another one. There's another one. There's another one. They're all over the place. Dispelling takes the rest of our lives. But the fact that you're putting attention on it is incredibly important. So gratitude. What a blessing. And on the shoulders of the generations that have come before us, that we can even gather like this. And as the one that is in my head, that came when I was hit on the head and this whole path started for me, if you keep talking like that, they're going to come and take you away in the night. That right now, right here, we're not going to be taken away. Gratitude for that, and a vigilance on behalf of that. Because as we see, the same energies, the current generations of the same energies that have tried and done it over the generations are trying again. So it is a time for vigilance and fierceness and compassion, starting with ourselves.
And I, as the heartbeat and the rattle was going, and I'm wearing this around my neck tonight, I felt another one, like, be quiet, woman. And then I could feel it, like it tightening around my neck.
Yeah. I got really
You're just a woman. Be quiet.
Yeah, be quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's another one. We're going to have a whole list. So if you have one of those, even not tonight, but later, do please let's add it to the list, because I think it's very helpful to hear, like, oh, I'm not the only one to hear it in my head, right?
Can I say something?
Yes, go ahead, Liliana.
Well, my grandma is a bruja loca, right? A crazy witch or ugly fea. You know, you say fea y loca, bruja fea y loca. So you were a witch, you were ugly, and you were crazy.
Mm.
Okay. But my grandma used to say to that, she would say, I might be crazy witch, but what I say is true, so don't bother me.
That's right. Thank you, Liliana. Yeah. So you think you're better than everyone else? It's another one. Indeed. Also, our bodies. When the rattle was going after a number of minutes, I got really hot to the point when I was sweating, and I felt called to wear red for my blood, my ancestors' blood, but also fire. And I started having thoughts about who knows who being burned. So there is an aspect of this work as well that is reclaiming our relationship with the elements, as it said in the opening audio, when they were turned against us in all of the horrifying ways, our ancestors.
I've often wondered if having hot flashes is also a remnant of, being burned or some kind of torture.
Wow, yeah. Well, what Liliana said, the ugly and the old, right? Getting old and all of those. We're recording this right before Halloween time, and all of the images of the ugly old witch, right, with the warts and no teeth, and maybe that has been the case, but that ugly, unkept, and green, right, is to make us scared of it as well. Well, and as it said in the intro, this is not the past. Right? We're not talking about just our ancestors. It is now. We can see them clearly. And in recent years, the voice in my head that started when I got hit on the head in my 20s, if you keep even thinking this stuff, if you keep thinking it, if you keep talking like this, they're going to come and take you away in the night. Just created so much panic within me. But at the time, in those days, I'm like, well, who the they? I was less clear about the they, because we don't learn details of this part of our colonized history in school, or we have to, and that was before the internet. So we really have to look for it. Now it's much easier. But because of current events and political and religious this and that's, I'm like, oh, I know who they are. They're showing themselves right now. They're just in different bodies, but it's the same. Lily, I see myself carrying on the work of the ancestors, the work of hands-on healing and plant allies as medicine. As I carry these traditions, I am healing them and the traumas they suffer as a result of their wisdom. This energy and what Lily just said is what anybody who's read my book or hears me or someone else talk about full circle animism. Over time, there can be many forms of animism. But the full circle is that in all of our lineages, we have these people, all genders, right? And a lot of gender non-conforming people or trans people in the day, whatever the era, were definitely sought out as like women were as well, but men too. So whatever the gender, that in our lineage lines, the branches of our family tree, wherever that goes around the planet and during these different eras, because it's happened in different ways and different distances into the past, depending on where our ancestors come from, right? So for some, it's 1,000, 1,200 years. Others, it's 300 or 400. Or so, but whatever our lines are, that there are those people who were the ones who were healers and outspoken and queer and leaders. And they were taken out first. Then everyone else kind of got in line, right? Got to get along, got to go along, get along. Or because the other ones just didn't really make it. But we, all of us, you may not be, your mother or father might be that one, but for all of us, we are that generation that is actively and openly seeking it again and opening up all of those packed boxes in the back of our internal closet and honoring these ways again. And so in doing that, we are the remembering ones over this time of forced forgetting. And so by us reclaiming and assisting the ones who were struck down, that we now are bringing the circle full again. And so that's a very important role. So trust that in yourself. Even on your worst day, you are here and you are doing this work by existing. And the way you think, the way you talk, the way you act does have power and makes change. I would like maybe to place our focus for a moment on our physical body, our energetic body. This is how we're here, right? Even on our worst days in our body, that this is how we're having this earth walk and having this opportunity. And so much of the religious fanatic culture is anti-body. Body is sick and gross and all of those things that we may have heard growing up. But this body is luscious and beautiful. And to the degree that it works any day better than others, it's still here and doing its best to show up with us, as us, to keep being here.
In the name of Allat, in the name of Allat, in the name of Allat, Bismillah Manat wal Uzza.
In the beginning was not the Word. In the beginning was the Voice. And from the Voice came forth all of creation. And when the Word emerged from the Voice, it revealed the name of the Creator Goddess, the Mother of all there is. And her name was Allat. In the name of Allah, 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 in the name of Allah. I invoke the names of the goddess in the language of my ancestors and her companion sisters, the triple goddess of pre-Islamic Arabia, that she may know I have not forgotten. Bismillah, 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 wal Uzza. Bismillah, Manat wal Uzza. Bismillah, Manat wal Uzza. I call on the goddess of my ancestors and her companion sister, the goddess before she was the triple goddess of pre-Islamic Arabia. She was disappeared.
remember that being within your body and your breath is the grounding and centering for this process. And it's a process that you probably will want to repeat over and over in the future, or maybe even tomorrow. Allow yourself to feel balanced. And as always, as we stated at the beginning, you are safe.
So thank you for being here and your shares and your listening. I know it was been a lot to take in, and so just let it sit and settle. And there may even be some things that stick with you or that feel either disturbing or that it activates or accesses something for you and with you. And to know that there are options that you can keep working on things. At the event calendar at the website, you could see the different offerings that happen through Web of Life Animist and ministers offering different circles and services and such, if something needs or wants to continue to be worked with. Okay, so we're not just leaving you. Good luck, everyone. Bye-bye. That there are at weboflifeanimist.com or at the meetup group by the same name, that there are options. It was great to be with you and all who were represented in this live and the podcast. I'm just so grateful, and I look forward to more. Thank you all.